How you doing, boys and girls? Mr. Allen here, and we're going to start our first lesson with text features. I am going to look through this book with you just for a short time, and we're going to go over a few things, and then I'm going to have a few questions for you to fill out, and that should uh, that should encompass this book right here. So the name of this book is called Oceanography, the study of oceans. Now, if I looked at this book and there was no title on it and there was no subtitle on it and it didn't explain what a whale shark was, and I saw a person with scuba diving gear and saw this enormous fish, what do you think in my mind I would be thinking about when I looked at the front cover? It could be about a lot of different things. Maybe it could be about scuba divers. Maybe it could be about this particular type of fish. It's a whale shark, the largest fish species known to man. So there's a couple of different ways you could look at it, but if you look at the title, it pretty much gives it away. Oceanography, the study of oceans. Okay, I'm going to do this the best I can. This might be a little shaky, so just please be patient with me. So on these first pages right here, this is page 4 and page 5, we have a text feature. And I'm going to ask you on the Google Doc what text feature this is. As you can see, it says the first one, the science of oceanography, starts on page 7. The second one, the history of oceanography, starts on page 11. And then the third one, the 5 oceans, starts on page 17, and so on. So these are put here so that you can go to a specific chapter if you were wanting to learn something about, let's say, just the 5 oceans. You didn't want to learn about the history of oceanography or the science of it. You just wanted to learn about the 5 oceans. You could turn directly to page 17 and you could start your learning from there. Let's look at a couple of these captions, okay? It says right here, some coral reefs support more than 1,300 different kinds of fish. So if you look at those colorful little plant type things, that is coral. And coral takes on a color due to bacteria in the water. And those fish live around those coral reefs because there is a lot of food in those coral reefs. That's why they support all those fish. If you look down right here, you see a couple of divers. There is no caption, but that could give you an idea of what this book could be all about. All right. So I'm going to read the first chapter to you, which is the science of oceanography, and then I'm going to give you a couple of questions to answer. Okay. So here is someone down below the surface of the ocean feeding a shark. And obviously, you guys know that sharks can be dangerous. They're a very necessary thing in the ocean, but they can be dangerous. They can bite you. And take a look at what this scuba diver is wearing if you can. Okay? Kind of look at that for a minute. It doesn't look like a wetsuit to me because it's silver. Kind of strange looking. Okay? Let's go read this first page. The science of oceanography. Did you know that hot molten rock is oozing from the seafloor? Have you ever heard that whales sing as they travel? Can you imagine swimming beneath a thick sheet of ice? Do you know about the octopus that pretends it's a snake? If any of these questions interest you, you might want to learn about oceanography. Oceanography is the study of the Earth's oceans and seas. And if you look at this caption right here with this arrow pointing towards that person in the silver suit, it says, some divers wear special metal suits to protect themselves when working with dangerous sharks. Why would the suits need to be metal? That's going to be one of your questions. Why would this diver want to wear a metal suit when they're feeding sharks? Okay, let's go to the next one. And if you look at this gentleman right here, he is an oceanographer as well, and what he is printing out are these gigantic maps of the ocean floor because he's studying the way the ocean currents move. So let's go and let's read this. Different views of the ocean. The people who study the oceans are called oceanographers. Some oceanographers are interested in landforms. They study the features of the seafloor. They look at underwater volcanoes and mountain ranges. They watch scalding hot water spew from holes in the seafloor. They try to figure out how these features change over time. So the surface of the bottom of the ocean is kind of like land, except for it's covered in water. There's volcanoes, there's things moving around all the time. It's just that we cannot see it because it is under many, many miles of water, which is kind of cool. Let's go to the other page, and this will be the final page of the chapter. Some oceanographers study the water's movements. They look at how water interacts with the air above it. They work to understand how the oceans affect the weather. Many other oceanographers are interested in plant and animal life. They learn how different organisms depend on each other for survival. Some oceanographers keep track of pollution in the ocean. They study how it harms the sea life. They also think of ways to protect the ocean environment from pollution. And if you look up at the very top caption there, it says oceanographers often become experts on weather and climate. Well, that's interesting. Why would you want to become an expert on weather when you work on the ocean? That's a good question. And look at this young lady. She's holding on to that buoy. They get all kinds of information from that buoy. The temperature of the water, the depth of the water, how much rain's falling out there. What I want you to think about is that word that's in bold, organisms. An organism, boys and girls, is anything that is considered to be alive. So inside your body you have trillions of cells, blood cells, brain cells, arm cells, nose cells. Well, all organisms that are considered living only have to have one cell. One cell, you can be considered alive. If you do not have any cells inside of you, you are not considered alive. Like the fork you're going to eat with tonight at dinner. That's not an organism. It's not alive. It doesn't go to the bathroom. It doesn't move around. It doesn't eat. It helps you eat, but it doesn't eat. So organisms are vital to the ocean. Now, one of your questions is going to be, even though you're an oceanographer, do you just study the inside of the ocean? What are some other ways that you can help the ocean by being an oceanographer? And there's 3 of them on this page right here. Okay? So do the best you can with the questions I give you. And if you want me to do this a different way, please let me know. I don't know any other way to read the book to you. So have a good day.